How can you get an ex back that dumped you out of a relationship? You were in a relationship with her, you love her, and you want to be with her, but she has dumped you. She doesn't want anything to do with you anymore. It's over, and you're feeling pretty beat up about it. You want her back, but she's not having any of it. So how do you get her back? Here are my 4 tips for you. Number 1, regain control of your emotions. If you are feeling hurt, rejected, lost, or sad without her, it will turn her off further. Emotional attraction is the most important type of attraction to a woman. For example, a woman doesn't want to be with a guy who is insecure, emotionally sensitive, and emotionally dependent on her for his sense of confidence or happiness or sense of self-worth or identity in the world. She wants a guy who is confident on his own, regardless of whether or not she is in his life. When a woman is around a guy who has that type of confidence, she naturally looks at him with respect. She naturally feels attraction for him. It's something that he doesn't have to try hard to create. It just happens automatically. And she feels it automatically. She doesn't have to force herself or decide if she's going to feel attracted to the confident guy. It just happens naturally. The same thing applies with insecurity. A woman's reaction to it is automatic. For example, a guy may have gotten into a relationship with a woman, and at the start of the relationship, he was confident. She was showing him lots of interest. He could see that she really liked him and wanted to be with him, and therefore he was confident. Yet, somewhere along the line in the relationship, she started to change her behavior. She stopped showing him as much affection, as much interest, and stopped being as supportive. In reaction to that, he started to become insecure and emotionally sensitive. He might have also started to become jealous and controlling and even angry, and displayed unattractive behaviors like that. So even though the relationship was good at the start and he used to be confident and he used to be nice to her and was a good boyfriend or husband, the same isn't the case anymore. He has changed emotionally and he's behaving in a different way now. As a result, she feels differently about him. This is why if you want to get an ex back who dumped you, the most important thing that you need to do first is regain control of your emotions. If you interact with her, you need to be able to display emotional strength, emotional stability. You need to be able to trigger her feelings of attraction based on how you are coming across emotionally, right? The way that you're behaving, the way that you're talking, the vibe that you're giving off, your attitude, your actions, and so on. She needs to be able to look at that and naturally and automatically feel attracted to it. So what happens for a lot of guys is that they try to get their ex-girlfriend or ex-wife back before they've truly regained control of their emotions. Regaining control of your emotions does not require you to not contact her for 30 or 60 days and really give yourself a lot of time to heal and improve and so on. You don't need to waste all of that time. In fact, in most situations where a guy is wanting to get a woman back, he needs to act sooner than later. You need to get onto it. You need to get the job done. If a guy leaves it too long and he gives himself 30 or 60 days to improve and get ready to contact his ex, she will usually have moved on already. She will either have gotten over the breakup and over her feelings for him, or she will have met a new guy or a number of new guys. That is what happens. So what I recommend if you have been dumped is that you get things done quickly. You regain control of your emotions quickly. Get it done. Right? Don't think that you need to have 30 days or 60 days to slowly heal. Right? You need to be a man about it. You need to get this done now. Once you've regained control of your emotions and you're feeling confident and you're feeling happy regardless of whether or not she's in your life, then you should interact with her, reattract her, and get her back. If you try to get her back before you've regained control of your emotions, she will pick up on it. She will be able to sense your hurt, your self-doubt, your pain, your neediness of her, and it will turn her off. Women are not attracted to emotional weakness in men. The way that a woman feels turned off happens automatically. She doesn't even have to think about it. It's just a trigger. If she interacts with you and she senses that you're not in control of your emotions and you need her and you're in a lot of pain, that is going to turn her off. Tip number 2, understand the few things that you need to change to make her feel differently about you. Now, I've said few things on purpose. The reason why is that I want you to understand that you don't need to change 100 or 150 things about yourself before you can get her back. In most cases, a guy just needs to change, improve, or adjust a few things. Then, when he interacts with his ex-woman, she will feel a renewed sense of respect and attraction for him. She will feel it. She will sense the changes in him, and it will automatically make her feel respect and attraction for him. It's important that you understand that and that you believe it too, because if you believe that you need to change 100 things before you can get her back, then how are you going to be coming across? You're going to be doubting yourself, right? She's going to sense that you're trying hard to impress her. She's going to sense that you don't feel worthy of her anymore, right? That's not going to make a woman feel attracted, and it's certainly not going to make an ex feel attracted. Of course, sometimes a guy can get another chance with his ex-woman without changing anything about himself or without doing anything special. That often happens after the first breakup, where the woman is still in love with the guy and she still has feelings for him, and she can't deal with not having him in her life anymore, so she will get back with him. However, if she continues to feel turned off by the way that he is behaving and thinking and acting and reacting and responding to her, then she's going to break up with him again. Right? If her attraction is naturally being turned off, right, she's naturally feeling turned off around him, then she's not going to want to be in a relationship with him. So it's important that you understand what few things you need to change or improve and adjust about yourself, and then do that. For example, sometimes a guy is a really good guy and just wants to treat a woman really nicely and be supportive and be generous and listen and blah, 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 all that nice stuff. He just wants to be the perfect good guy. Initially, a woman may really like that, especially if she has gotten out of an abusive relationship or hasn't really ever been treated that nicely before. Yet, if the guy is simply offering her that, just niceness and goodness, then it can become boring for some women. Some women do need a guy to have a bit more of an edge about him, right? A bit more balls, and to not be so nice and sweet and soft and gentle all the time. So if a guy got dumped for essentially being too nice and sweet and gentle and being too much of a good guy, he needs to understand that one of the few things that he needs to change or adjust or improve is to have a bit more balls around her, to be a bit more ballsy in the way that he uses humor, to be a bit more ballsy in the way that he looks at her and his body language, to talk in a bit more of a masculine way. To let her feel that and realize that, hey, he does have it all. He's not just a nice, sweet, neutral guy that is going to continue to bore her. There is something there, right? And he needs to be able to interact with her and create a spark based on that. In examples like those, what I've found is that a guy is usually unwilling to do anything other than be nice and neutral and sweet and formal and all that sort of stuff with his woman. He doesn't want to be a bit more masculine. He doesn't want to be more ballsy because he thinks that it's wrong. He thinks that the way to be a man is to just be nice and sweet and gentle and give the woman all the power. Yet, if he does that, she's not getting the attraction experience that she wants. Right? He's attracted to her. He looks at her and he feels attracted. He spends time with her and he feels attraction and love. He just wants to be around her. He loves her. Yet for her, the feelings aren't mutual because something is missing, right? He's just too plain, neutral and nice and gentle and all that sort of stuff. She needs him to have a bit more edge. Okay, number 3, don't rush to get her to commit to a relationship. Some guys don't understand the power of sexual attraction, and they also don't take into account the fact that their ex-girl doesn't have the same type of feelings as they do. For example, he is sexually attracted to her and romantically attracted to her, but she's not feeling the same way. Yet, he doesn't really care about that because what's most important to him is how he feels about her, how much he wants her, how much he needs her, how much he loves her. That is what is important to him. Yet, when getting an ex-woman back, you have to focus on what is important to her. What's important to her is how she feels. Right? How does she feel about you? So it's really important for you to understand that before trying to get a relationship with your ex, you first need to make her feel sexually and romantically attracted to you again. If you are trying to rush her into committing to a relationship, or you're trying to discuss the relationship and get her to understand your point of view and hopefully see that things could be better, then she's going to remain closed up. What you need to understand is that now that she has dumped you, she's most likely going to be selfish about it now. She's only going to get back with you if it feels good to her. She doesn't want to try hard to make a relationship work. She only wants to get back into a relationship if she is feeling sexually and romantically attracted again. She isn't going to care about how much you care unless you make her have feelings for you again. Number 4, give her a new experience with you. This essentially comes down to you interacting with her and letting her feel differently around you. When you first met and when you first started dating, she most likely felt exciting, desirable emotions. When you got into a relationship with her and she fully fell in love with you, she most likely felt exciting, desirable emotions. Yet, now that you and her are broken up, what type of emotions is she feeling? Right? She's most likely feeling stressed out, resentful, annoyed, turned off. So what you need to be able to do is give her a new experience with you. Let her see that getting back together actually feels good. It's an exciting, desirable process. It feels really good. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying that you should tell her that getting back together feels good. I'm not saying that you should try to get her to understand that she will feel good in future. That's not it at all. What you need to do is interact with her and display personality traits and behaviors that are naturally attractive to her in a situation like this. The situation is that she has dumped you and she doesn't want to be with you. So she is most likely going to be cold and closed off when you try to talk to her and make her laugh. So what type of behavior and personality trait is going to be attractive to a woman in a moment like that, in a situation like that? She's going to want to see that you are confident regardless of how she is behaving, that you have the confidence to joke around with her regardless of how she is reacting. This is where a lot of guys go wrong. They try to be confident around their ex-girl and make her laugh and things, and in some cases a guy will notice that she's not responding very well. So he will assume, oh, it's not working. There's nothing that I can do to make her feel attracted. Anything that I try just doesn't work on her. That's actually not true. When getting an ex back, you've got to think about it in the same way as picking up a woman for the first time. When a guy walks up and talks to a woman for the first time, she's usually not going to give him loads of signs of interest to make it easy for him. She's going to act like it's not working on her to see how confident he really is. Now, that's not how your woman would have necessarily behaved in the relationship when things were going well. When you and her were in a relationship and you're in love and you were happy to be together, then she was most likely responding well when you were confident around her, and she would laugh at your jokes. She would be sweet and nice and supportive. Yet now that she has dumped you, it's a completely different story altogether. She's going to be acting like a woman who is testing your confidence, which is what happens when you meet a woman for the first time. This is why the first tip that I gave you in this video is so important. You've got to regain control of your emotions. If you try to get her back when you haven't regained control of your emotions and you're not yet feeling confident and worthy of her, she's going to pick up on that and it's going to turn her off. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this video and learned something from it. If you'd like to learn more and you would like to follow a step-by-step process to get your ex back, I recommend that you watch my program, Get Your Ex Back Super System. When you watch the program, you will learn exactly what to say and do to make her give you another chance. She will want to get back with you. She will feel attracted to you again, and it will happen naturally. One final point that I want to make for you in this video is that a lot of guys miss out on getting their ex-woman back because they don't feel worthy of her anymore. They don't feel good enough. They lose confidence as a result of being dumped. That's understandable, yet you have to overcome that. You must get yourself to a point, and quickly, where you are feeling confident and self-assured. You must be able to interact with her and trigger natural attraction inside of her. Don't try to convince her to give you another chance when she's not feeling attracted to you. That doesn't work. Most guys feel like their situation is more difficult than another guy's situation. It may feel difficult to you. It may feel like everyone else can get their ex back, but you can't. because she dumped you and some of the things that she said really hurt you and they seem really final. For example, I never want to be with you again, I've had enough of this, I hate you, I don't feel attracted to you, and so on. That is based on how she was feeling when she broke up with you. Yet she used to feel attracted to you and she was most likely in love with you before. You can get her back to that, and you can actually make her feel more attracted to you than she felt before. You can level up as a man. You can improve your ability to make her feel natural attraction. You can trigger those feelings inside of her and you can get her back.